Overwatch has become a massive gaming franchise in the past year. Even compared to games like last year's Undertale, its massive fanbase and appeal is something that can't be escaped if you so much check the gaming community every now and then. So obviously, I decided after a couple months of the game being out to sit down and try Overwatch. I was pleasantly surprised with it. A team-based first-person shooter with distinctly designed characters, interesting maps, and a fantastical visual appeal hooked me in immediately. This makes Overwatch a great game to be competitor for most popular game of the year. Its fun and inventive visuals and technical design is something I wouldn't mind being emulated and paid attention to. Sadly, if there's something I've learned from Overwatch, it's that as a game of its type, very soon I felt satisfied. At level 41 and capping around 35 hours of play, I can say I don't really have many incentives to play. I'm good at the characters I like, I can competently play every character to a varying degree of success. I've memorized every map and I've revised techniques to help me in every game type to a point that most of my losses come from being experimental or a lack of a competent team, which happens more often than I'd like to admit. As long as your team is well balanced, there's very little else to strategize in a casual match. I've heard arguments that getting a team and trying to climb up the ranks of competitive mode is the next step to continue enjoying the game, but I have no friends or time to sit down with a group and consistently play. So, why am I still playing? The reason why I feel a large amount of Overwatch's casual players keep coming back ties up with the whole prospect of its popularity and its visual design. You see, the reason why I became competent with every hero is mainly not because I put myself to it, but because the game itself put me to it. With every 5 to 6 matches, you can level up your profile, which grants you an infamous loot box, a randomized item drop box, which you can also buy on packs at the store. These are Overwatch's hook for players that I don't believe Blizzard planned to work so well. These things drop emotes, sprays, victory poses, taunts, special voice clips, and skins. The latter, which can vary from simple recolors to complete attire changes to the in-game models, to sweet event skins. Since these items are randomized, the players might end up getting a very rare skin for a character they are not interested or familiar with. But since rare items come very scarcely, the player will probably try to show off their new loot. This leads to players becoming familiar with the game and with parts of the game they would have glossed over otherwise, thanks to the loot boxes and the game's strong visual appeal, since most of these are some of the better looking parts of the game. But these advantages come into play even outside of the game. Visualize, if you will, a handsome, yet lonely young man playing Overwatch and realizing he's lost hours of his life to a game instead of socializing and bettering his life. Then visualize the game getting a Halloween update with the sexy new skin of one of his favorite characters. Well, now I can't get a girlfriend, says the young man. So he plans a schedule for every day where he'll play the game until he gets the new skin, and then he goes on to follow it. Later that day though, the young man decides to enjoy a healthy amount of social media, and most of the people he follows on Twitter keep drawing the characters of the game, making out or something like that. Suddenly he gets the urge to play more because everybody keeps reminding him of the game, and oh look, Rebecca got the new Mercy skin on her first try, so, I guess that college paper can wait. It's a vicious circle planted by Blizzard and nurtured by the fans, where you keep coming back. It's Overwatch's genius. It's how you try out new characters, it's how you play your mains, it's how you keep playing at all. It's amazing how well it worked out for Blizzard. And it's amazing that the game is still a good, fun game that does not abuse its large, loyal audience. But most amazing of all is how even now, after all this time, I still didn't get Mercy's Halloween skin.